Hello everybody! Very, very exciting times as we're about to enter into the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur season. As you can see, our beautiful tents just went up yesterday. We are ready to have outdoor davening, inside davening. We have almost 900 people coming to Beth Shalom this Yom Naraim season. We are so excited to welcome all of you. But we want to go through some of the basics of what to expect when you show up to Shul. You should have received in your email two documents. First of all, this is the High Holiday schedule at a glance, and this is your High Holiday ticket. Please make sure to always have your ticket with you. You can even print them on two sides of the same sheet, so you always have the schedule as well. Out here we are in the tent area. This is the large Ashkenazi tent space. This space itself will be divided into two sections. The front section, which is actually two very large tent areas next to each other, is going to be the section where people do not have to wear masks. That's mask optional. Of course, if you are more comfortable wearing a mask, anyone is allowed to wear masks, but that's for that front section. This back section, and this will depend on final numbers if you asked for the mask only, but this back section here is going to be for mask only. This will be a mask only section back here. And our Shliach Tzibur will be roughly in the middle, and the laners will be in the middle, and hopefully people will be able to hear all of the davening. We're going to need people to be quiet during the davening to the greatest extent possible so everybody can hear. So this is the large Ashkenazi tent area. In the front, towards the front of the parking lot, closer to 7 blocks, is our Sephardic Minyan area. They're going to be having all of their tefillot, all of their davening in that tent area.
Okay, great. Our youth programs this year are going to take place actually on our playgrounds, starting at 9:30. There's an upper playground and a lower playground with two different entrances. The entrance over here is for the lower playground. There's an entrance up there for the upper playground where you just walk around this way to get to the upper entrance. And the lower playground is going to start at 9:30 with Mor Rachel, which is ages 4 through 7. The upper playground is going to be our junior congregation area, which is ages 8 through 12. And then that's going to go from 9:30 to 11. At 11:15, we'll be back here in this lower playground with Torah Tots with Mora Heather.
Okay, we're about to enter into the building. Since we're going into the building, we have to put on our masks. Our rule is that inside you have to be wearing a mask. So even if you are davening outside and not wearing a mask during davening, please bring your mask in case you have to go into the building, go to the bathroom, or for whatever reason, you need to have your mask to go into the building. So come in. We enter into our beautiful atrium, and our two spaces inside for davening. Number one, Antine Sanctuary. That will be one of our Ashkenazi inside Binyanim. And the other one will be in the Abramson Social Hall. So these are our two spaces for Tefillah. Okay, so we are in the Epstein Sanctuary, and I'm just going to use this space to share briefly what davening is going to be like this year. Last year, many of you came. We had to daven in multiple shifts. It was hard. We davened in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It was very, very quick. This year, we are trying to go back more to what like we did pre-COVID. So the davening will feel pretty much like pre-COVID. However, because we recognize that everybody's wearing masks and it's not as comfortable if you're outside, even not wearing a mask, we're not 100% sure about the weather and how the weather will cooperate. So therefore, we are going to aim to make davening a little bit more streamlined this year. On a regular year, a typical year, Rosh Hashanah davening would go from about 8 o'clock to 12:45, maybe 1 o'clock. Well, this year we're going to try to get you out by 12 or 12:15. We're still going to have a lot of ruach, a lot of spirituality. It's going to feel like Yontiv davening as it should feel, but it'll be a little quicker. In that vein, we're going to skip a few of the piyutim, some of the extra songs, but really the main part of davening you're going to have. Another thing that we're doing that we haven't done in the past is in your schedule at a glance, we've actually listed approximate times for different things, like davening starts at 8 o'clock, We believe the beginning of HaMelech of Shachris will be at 8:25, Torah reading at 9:15, Dvar Torah and Shofar at 9:45, and Musaf at 10:15. Please note that these are approximate times. The reason we publish them is if someone feels like it's too hard to be with a mask for so long, they can know what will happen at different times. Obviously, again, remembering that all of these times are approximate. One thing about the different spaces in davening, all of the evening davenings, all of the evening tefillot, in other words, Monday night mincha and mariv, Tuesday night mincha and mariv, Wednesday night mincha and mariv, those tefillot will only take place outside in the tent for Ashkenazim and in the Sephardi tent for the Sephardim. There will be no inside minyanim for all of the evening minyanim. But all of the different locations are for the daytime. One other thing about location, as mentioned before, we have two inside locations for the Ashkenazi services. We have the Epstein Sanctuary and we have the Abramson Social Hall. But for Psukei Zimra and for Shachris, the first part of davening, both of the inside Ashkenazi minyanim will be in the Epstein Sanctuary. So everything...
Rabbi Antine, do you need to sit in your assigned seat when you get to those parts?
Oh, thank you, Rabbi Cooper. And also to remember that during that first period of davening, it is open seating. It doesn't matter where your actual seat is assigned. During that first part of davening, it's going to be open seating. And that same thing is true also for the outside minyanim at night, on Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. It doesn't matter if you have a seat outside, where your seat is, it's going to be open seating. But just remember that on Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning, if you are davening inside, if your seat is in Abramson Social Hall, your ticket is Abramson Social Hall, you will still come to the Epstein Sanctuary for Psukei Zimra and for Shachris. In other words, from approximately 8 o'clock till 9:15 till Torah reading. Once we get to Torah reading, then these two rooms will split into their various rooms. One final closing thought. The Yamim Noraim, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, these are some of the most important days of our year. These days really determine our spiritual, our Jewish lives for the rest of the year. We know there are challenges. We were all hoping that at this point we wouldn't be having to worry about COVID, and we still have to worry about COVID, but we know, we're confident that when we all come together, when you see friends and family who you haven't seen in some time, and we're back in shul, and we're davening together, our tefillot together will accomplish so much, and we are looking so forward to seeing you here for davening on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.